It's Tuesday, which means a new batch of dinosaurs has hatched on the Jurassic World Evolution 3 database. As always, there's some exciting reveals, and after that there are some new screenshots that we need to look at closely. Normally, Frontier emails us a list with the dinosaur reveals a little bit beforehand, before they upload them to the database, but not this week, so I have no idea what they added as I'm recording this. So we're gonna get my real-time reaction here. Now the first one is spoiled, and the first one is Uteranus, because that's just what the page was on. But let's scroll down and see what more they added. Alright, so let's see. We have our first... Oh, we have the Concavenator! There it is! Alright, so Concavenator is of course a deluxe species this time around, so keep that in mind. You have to buy the deluxe edition to get this awesome dinosaur in your parks. It looks so good. Concavenator is one of my favorites, so... I love seeing this dinosaur return to Jurassic World Evolution 3, even though it is, again, a deluxe creature. Alright, what is the next one? The next one is Dimorphodon. So Dimorphodon is not a new reveal, it was already on the list of confirmed species. But I'm very excited to continue scrolling down the database and see if we can add more new species to the list than just Uteranus, of course. We're going to talk more about Uteranus when we get to it. Obviously, it's at the bottom of the alphabet. For the Dimorphodon, the adults are just the Jurassic World Dimorphodon, but the baby honestly looks like it has those pycnofibers. It looks more like that small Dominion variant that they added in. Now, the whole variance discourse, you might say, has been on the top of everyone's mind. Will the Frontier variants be back? They mentioned about the upcoming early preview event this Friday, when I get to play the game early, that not all species and not all variants are in like this early build of the game that we'll have access to. Now, them mentioning variants has gotten people very excited, but keep in mind that variants could just mean the Jurassic World and Jurassic Park variants that some species have, like Stegosaurus, Brachiosaurus, Parasaurolophus. Okay, so we have Concavenator, Dimorphodon. Let's keep scrolling. We're looking for new. There's new Mamenchisaurus. Of course, Mamenchi. Look at the baby! Oh man. Alright, so this is another new reveal. Now, it's a canon species, so this is not a surprise, but still, I'm happy to see this sauropod get added. Even though I will say, we have a lot of big sauropods in the base game roster. I would say they weren't all needed in the base game roster, but Mamenchi was never gonna get cut. Mamenchi was always gonna be in, so yeah, here it is. And the baby, man. Oh, stop it right now. I see two more. No way, they didn't! They did! Oh, yes, sorry. I'm going in alphabetical order. So, Nodosaurus first. Nodosaurus, there it is. Now, this is the species I personally preferred over something like Sauropelta, but Sauropelta is also in the game, but here we have Nodosaurus. Oh, the baby is so cute. Sorry, look, I'm not even gonna pretend. We need to move on to Allura Titan. I'm sorry, I need to see it. I need to see it. Oh, heck yeah. Oh, I'm so happy. Alright, so obviously, with Parasaurolophus, Corythosaurus, Syntausaurus, speculations were running wild that Allura Titan would get cut. Even though I have my criticisms of the roster, I'm not gonna criticize this. I'm just selfishly very happy to see Allura Titan in Jurassic World Evolution 3. Oh my god. Look at the baby! Yeah, I'm very happy about this. So yeah, there you go. Another new addition to the list. It's shaping up to be a pretty exciting database drop, at least in my opinion. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of it so far. We're gonna keep scrolling down the alphabet. All right, I see 3 new ones. Plesiosaurus. I didn't even look at the other ones. Plesiosaurus. All right, so at this point, my first reaction is, oh, I'm surprised because we already have Attenborosaurus. But then immediately right after it clicks. No, it's actually not surprising that we have this exactly because we have Attenborosaurus. It makes sense that they would just add both, because I'm pretty sure these just use the same rigs and are just very similar species, which makes them, you know, easier to implement. Oh, look at the baby just doing the mostest to keep up. All right, so what were the other ones? Oh, this is a deluxe. I thought this was new. This is new. There you go, Pyroraptor. Now, Pyroraptor was already confirmed based on last week's huge news drop about how deep water and swimming dinosaurs works. If you missed that, please do go check out that video. It has a bunch of exclusive footage of dinosaurs swimming and wading. It's gorgeous. But yeah, in that, we saw a blurry glimpse of the Pyroraptor, including a glimpse of the Pyroraptor swimming. So I'm very excited to get a better look at that animation. But now, first of all, we get a better look at the Pyroraptor itself. There's a bit of a green screen mistake here in the pattern of the male. That's pretty funny. That's just a little mishap. It happens. The male has a very much more pronounced crown of feathers atop his head. And the pattern is a little bit different. It's almost comical how exaggerated it is. The baby is cute though. I like the baby a lot. Look at the little gremlin. I'm not the biggest fan of the design of the face of the Pyroraptor. You know, it's just movie accurate. Nothing to be done about that. But the baby is that sort of creepy cute. You know what I mean? I think maybe not creepy cute, but the ugly cute. Maybe it's kind of fun doing the videos like this without me doing the homework beforehand and just getting my initial reaction. Let me know, because we still have a couple of Tuesdays to go, because if I scroll up here, you can see that again next Tuesday there's gonna be another database batch reveal. So yeah, it seems to be that they're doing this every Tuesday. And I would say that by the time the game launches, we'll have all species revealed at the rate they're going. All right, so here we have another new one. There is my beloved. Okay, I'm sorry. I unapologetically love the Spinoraptor. I think it's so cool. I think it's awesome. Very happy to see this guy in the game. Obviously, this was also already confirmed. So this species goes from 99% confirmed, soft confirmed is what I'd call it, to 100% official. There it is. My question, of course, is whether this is the 5th species that can swim. Again, we had that huge news drop last week about the 5 swimming dinosaurs, but one of them remained a mystery. Is it gonna be the Spinoraptor? Or is it gonna be something else? Is it gonna be Dinochirus, which I just realized we're already way past the D, so Dinochirus is still not revealed. Is it maybe gonna be Dinochirus? Is it gonna be, my personal guess, Suchomimus? You know, that's still up in the air. I really wonder what they're gonna do for the 5th swimming species. That's new. What's that? Struthiomimus. Of course, Struthiomimus is back. Again, can't even be mad at this one. We already knew this was coming. I knew this was coming. As soon as Archaeornithomimus was added, I was like, okay, Gali, Archie, you're gonna add Struthi. Of course you're gonna add Struthi. It's the first dinosaur we ever hatched in this series of games. In Jurassic World Evolution 1, the first dinosaur you made was Struthiomimus. And it's become an icon and a meme lord of this gaming series, so it belongs in the 3rd games base roster. All right, anything else? That's a deluxe. No, I think the last one. That's the big one though. Yutyrannus. There it is. All right, so Yutyrannus, we had already caught a very blurry glimpse of, and Opinions were split on whether it was Utaranus or if it was actually Utahraptor, but then OK Riot on Reddit, I actually know this name off the top of my head now, you are my idol. OK Riot did this brilliant side-by-side investigation and for me definitively proved that the blurry dinosaur was Utaranus. And well, here it is. It is now 100% confirmed. And this is just a super exciting species to see get added to the base game roster. Again, similar with Pyroraptor, it looks like the male just has more feathers on top of his head. The baby, oh baby, I love it so much. Oh man, I cannot wait to see just all of them back to back. It's gonna melt my brain, but it's gonna be so worth it. I also feel like with the likes of Utahraptor, Megalodon, and Utaranus, Dinosaurs is still possible. I know a lot of people are losing hope. I'm getting a little bit concerned myself, don't get me wrong, but I definitely think there's still hope. There's like this doomsday theory that's been going on since the start that all of the like hyper popular species would have been cut and to get resold to us later in DLC. But then we had Utahraptor officially revealed, and that theory still remained. But then we had Megalodon, another hyper-popular species, and that theory still remains. Like, yeah, sure, count your blessings with Utahraptor and Megalodon, but you can kiss your Dinosaurs and Utaranus goodbye. Well, here is Utaranus. Honestly, the big three are Utahraptor, Utaranus, and Dinosaurs. I think those are the three big ones, like the feathered, super popular species. The fact that we have two of them already makes me really hopeful, really optimistic for Dinosaurs. So yeah, definitely come back to the channel next Tuesday for the next database batch drop. For now though, we're not done yet. Also, I nearly forgot, that means this is the updated list of confirmed species. Today, Frontier also published an article on the website about the campaign. There is no new information in there that we didn't already cover when we went over the feature focus for the campaign, but there are a couple of new screenshots to get excited about. First one, not too exciting, but I still think this new cage for the transport helicopters is cool to see. These will be placed on the concrete landing pads, and it's how we get dinosaurs from the marketplace into our park. And we can even transport more than one dinosaur at a time. So I'm guessing if you buy 5 tacos from the marketplace, they will all be delivered in the one crate, rather than 5 separate helicopters coming in to drop them off. Next is this beautiful shot of a Parasaurolophus herd, and within the herd we can see the babies, of course, which we've seen before, but we also get a good look at the sexual dimorphism for the para, with the female having a much shorter crest than the male. The screenshot also suggests the return of a fully snow-covered map like Sierra Nevada in Jurassic World Evolution 2. But keep in mind that it could also be a taiga or alpine map covered in snow only for the moment because it is actively snowing. Either way, it looks amazing. Third screenshot takes us to a tropical location and 2 things to point out here. First, the building that is partially placed in the water confirms what I already suspected, that modular building truly gets rid of the building constraints that were such a nuisance to deal with in the previous games. In the previous games, you couldn't even place buildings close to water, and now you can place them in water. But speaking of water, in the background there is a bay with this really narrow opening leading out to the open ocean, and I'm not saying this is a natural lagoon, but it would make for the perfect natural lagoon. So that's what I hope it is. Let me know in the comments what you think. Fourth and final screenshot is this one right here, and of course my eye was immediately drawn to this little dock over the water. You know, I'm always looking for bridges, specifically signs that the bridges are usable by the guests. Unfortunately, every time we see a structure like this, it appears to not be functional for our guests. This one isn't even connected to the path. There's a strip of dirt and 2 planters separating it from the path, suggesting guests can't step on this. As sad as that would be for bridges and walkways and docks to not be usable, at least we can build them and we can visually add them to our parks, if not functionally. But there is more in this screenshot. The low fences, which is something that will never not excite me because I'm a very easily excitable person. I do wonder if there will be a low fence option in the fence tool or if these are just built using modular pieces. If the latter is the case, that would be significantly more time consuming. We have two different sauropod statues, our first blurry look at the apatosaurs in the background, and just overall the beautiful foliage and landscaping that makes me so eager to play this game and get to building amazing parks. And speaking of playing the game, I will get to play the game for the first time this Friday. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out on the very first gameplay video on the channel. Thank you so much for watching, liking, subscribing, and until next time, stay tuned for more.